Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Remember to vote in the poll and like and subscribe for safer family heirlooms. Maybe. Today we're building Dante from the Devil May Cry series. With a big sword, guns akimbo, and an overall too cool to care demeanor, Dante was almost too hard to build. Really, he was right on the edge. Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need a Devil Trigger, the ability to shift into maximum overdrive and turn the tide of battle. We'll get a fairly basic one pretty early, and a bigger one very late. Next, we'll make sure that we're primed and ready to defeat demons, devils, and everything in between. Finally, we'll make sure that we can juggle our enemies with swords and guns. For stats, we're using the standard point array from the player's handbook. If you want to roll away. Not a big deal. Strength will be number 1 here. Rebellion is a big boy sword. Dexterity next. Ebony and Ivory only live together in perfect harmony if you know how to aim. Charisma after that. Dante is an edgy boy, which means smarm and charm are important. Intelligence will follow. You've got to know which demons you're shooting at. I mean, you don't, but it can't hurt. Constitution's on the lower end. We just really need everything else more, and we'll dump Wisdom. It's not that it should be bad, you just can't be good at everything in D&D. Now Dante is the son of Sparta, who is a devil, which might make me go tiefling, but I feel like a fallen Aasimar suits Dante a little bit better, as he doesn't have horns and is impossibly beautiful. You get +1 strength and +2 charisma, 60 feet of dark vision, celestial resistance for resistance to necrotic and radiant damage, healing hands, which lets you use an action to heal a creature an amount equal to your total level, and the light bearer ability gives you the light cantrip. Kinda useless because you have dark vision, but whatever. For your background, build your own. I want acrobatics and arcana for demon slaying, and it's not gonna be easy to pick those up anywhere else. We'll kick things off as a paladin. First level paladins grab 2 skills from their list. Athletics and intimidation work for me. You get lay on hands, giving you a pool of healing equal to 5 times your paladin level. You can use as an action on your turn, share it with the class, or just use it on yourself for some devilish regeneration. You also get divine sense, letting you sense the presence of celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet of you, an amount of times equal to your charisma modifier per long rest. Nobody slips past Dante when they're trying to invade the world. Second level paladins get a fighting style. Great weapon fighting would be the best option, as you can't take archery from paladin. So lets you reroll 1s and 2s on damage die with 2-handed weapons, or versatile weapons you're wielding with 2 hands. So let's talk about rebellion really quick. The bourgeoisie have had their boots on the neck of the proletariat for oh, right, let's talk about Dante's sword rebellion. A longsword is a versatile weapon, meaning it can deal 1d8 one-handed or 1d10 two-handed. So if you want to go all in on melee, it can, but if you'd rather have a hand on the crossbow instead, that's an option. If you think 1d8 isn't enough for a sword passed down from your demon father, I agree. Add some radiant damage with Divine Smite. That's 2d8 radiant damage on a melee attack with an extra 1d8 radiant against fiends or undead by spending a first level spell slot, which will segue nicely into talking about paladin spells. Protection from good and evil wards a creature you touch against attacks from aberrations, celestials, fae, fiends, and undead, giving creatures of those types disadvantage on attack rolls against them, and giving a person you touch advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened by them. All that borderline cartoonish dodging Dante does, it's a first level spell. Pretty simple. Third level paladins can choose an oath. The Oath of Vengeance is for people who have had enough with all the evil in the world and just want to kick it out with lots of hitting. You can learn additional spells. Hunter's Mark lets you pick a creature to deal an extra d6 damage to with all your weapon attacks, buffing Rebellion, Ebony, and Ivory, and you have advantage to track them for an hour, depending on your concentration. You can channel Divinity once per long rest to abjure enemy, forcing a Wisdom save on a creature. If they fail, their speed is reduced to 0 and they're frightened for 1 minute or until they take damage. If they succeed, their speed is halved. Fiends and undead have disadvantage on this save because everybody fears the son of Sparta. Your other option is the Vow of Enmity, which gives you advantage on attack rolls against one creature for 1 minute, so you can lock on and unload. There's also Divine Health, making you immune to disease. Devil hunters can't take sick days. And finally, your first Devil Trigger from your Aasimar heritage. The Necrotic Shroud blackens your eyes and makes you grow 2 skeletal wings, forcing a Wisdom save on creatures within 10 feet of you, frightening those that fail. For a minute, you deal extra necrotic damage equal to your level on 1 hit per round. Pair this with Divine Smites and Hunter's Marks. Finally, you should be able to get your damage where it should be. 4th level paladins grab another feat. Crossbow Expert feat will invite Ebony and Ivory into your combo game, letting you ignore the reloading penalty. You don't have disadvantage while firing within 5 feet, and you can make an attack with a hand crossbow as a bonus action after making a regular attack with a melee weapon as your action. This is why your dex needs to be so high. Normally as a paladin, you'd want to go all in on strength, but you're going to mix it up and not just spam the sword. right? 5th level paladins get extra attack, meaning that you make 2 attacks with your action, can still fire the crossbow as a bonus action. You can also learn 2nd level paladin spells from your oath. You get hold person, paralyzing a target that fails a wisdom save for up to a minute depending on your concentration, or if they make the save on their turn. Till then, juggle them in the air with your sword and your gun. You also get Misty Step, letting you teleport 30 feet as a bonus action. Dante really is that fast. 6th level paladins get Aura of Protection, giving allies within 10 feet of you a bonus to saving throws equal to your charisma modifier. You're so badass it spills over to your friend. That's next level. Speaking of next level, 7th level Vengeance paladins get Relentless Avenger, letting you move half your movement speed after you land an attack of opportunity, so if something's running away, smack it, then chase it down. 8th level paladins get an ability score improvement, bump your dexterity to get it equal to your strength. We need this not just for the crossbow, but for our AC. You're a paladin in a leather coat. It's not ideal, but it's cool. 9th level paladins get 3rd level spells from the Vengeance list. Haste gives a target of your choice double the movement speed, plus 2 AC, advantage on dexterity saves, and an extra action once per turn. This only gives you 1 extra attack, but it's still very good. This spell lasts for a minute depending on your concentration, and when it ends you need a turn to cool off, so no actions or reactions. Protection from energy lets you give a creature you touch resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage for an hour, depending on your concentration. Finally, elemental weapon lets you make your weapon magical, gives it +1 to attack and damage rolls, and lets you add 1d4 acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage to a hit, so Rebellion can get fiery if you want it to. 10th level paladins get Aura of Courage, giving creatures within 10 feet of you immunity to being frightened. Everyone around Dante seems pretty devil-may-care about the devils in the air. 11th level paladins get improved Divine Smite, adding 1d8 radiant damage to all of your attacks, which still gets more oomph from the spell slots. 12th level paladins get another ability score improvement. Bump your strength here, most of your damage will be coming from melee attacks. 13th level paladins get 4th level spells. Banishment forces a charisma save on a creature. Failing that, they're sent to a harmless demi-plane, or the plane they originally came from. After a minute they return. Unless they're from another plane, then they stay there. Send the devils back to hell, that's where they belong. Dimension Door lets you teleport 500 feet as an action, and you can bring a buddy, great for making a quick escape. 14th level paladins get Cleansing Touch, letting you remove a harmful effect from a creature you touch an amount of times equal to your charisma modifier per long rest, so get that curse off and go back to work. 15th level Vengeance paladins get Soul of Vengeance, letting you hit creatures you have under your vow of enmity as a reaction if they hit you with an attack. So if you're one-on-one against them, you get an extra attack with advantage, extra radiant damage, maybe Hunter's Mark, they might just want to stop hitting you. 16th level paladins get another ability score improvement, cap that strength for maximum rebellion. 17th level paladins can learn 5th level spells. Hold Monster works like Hold Person, but without the humanoid restriction. There are obviously a number of other spells you can learn, but if I haven't listed them, it's my subtle way of telling you to just use Divine Smite. 8th level paladins get Aura improvement, stretching them out to 30 feet instead of 10, so people don't have to be right next to you to get these bonuses, which is good, because you're probably right in the thick of it. 19th level paladins get their last ability score improvement, Bump Dexterity. I wish we could cap it, but there's really just no way to do that. Tulok may cry today. Our capstone is 20th level paladin, giving us our big devil trigger. Avenging Angel gives you a 60-foot flying speed, and enemies within 30 feet of you have to roll a wisdom save to avoid being frightened. If they are frightened, you have advantage on attack rolls against them. This lasts for an hour. Pair it with the Necrotic Shroud and Haste to really trigger that devil. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how good of a build this is. First, you can deal all kinds of damage with a nice variety of types and ranges. You're especially adept at taking out Hellspawn with advantages against fiends and undead that explain why you're the premier demon hunter. Finally, you're helping the whole squad with auras to make everyone almost as badass as you. For weaknesses, your constitution creates some problem. First, concentrating is hard when your combat is as fast-paced as Devil May Cry's, and your +0 modifier does not help make those saves. You're also a very frail paladin with only 16 AC. You're planning to type in the studded leather, and HP somewhere in the 120 range, you might not last very long in battle. Speaking of stamina, your devil triggers have a time limit and only work once per day, so hopefully you're not planning on getting into multiple fights. But even without the devil triggers, you're a force to be reckoned with. Hack, slash, gun, and everything else you need to show the demons who's boss. Just remember to keep yourself alive, otherwise some devils may cry. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe for more. We do 2 builds every week. If you want some more Eastern video game characters, so do I. Vote in the poll for 2B from Nier Automata, Joker from Persona 5, or Snake from Metal Gear Solid. And come back Thursday for sweet revenge.